Hello, this video is for eyebrow waxing and lip waxing. And what we are going to do is go through the whole process as if we had just arrived at work. So if that was the case, the first thing that you always do when you come to work is you wash your hands. So we know that before you can even get to disinfection or prep. So we're going to wet our hands at the sink, and we're going to find that liquid hand soap, and we're going to wash our hands thoroughly. Palms of your hands to your wrist, the back of your hands to your wrist, fingers, back of your fingers, between those fingers, between the thumb and the fingers, fingertips and nails, thumbs, wrists, all of that you're going to do for a minimum of 20 to 30 seconds. Then you're going to give it a good, thorough, proper rinse underneath at the sink, underneath the water. And then you'll find either a clean towel or a disposable paper towel, and you'll grab that to turn the water off. Completely dry those hands. If it's disposable, you're tossing it. When the hands are completely dry, you will identify your 70% ethyl alcohol hand sanitizer, and that's how you finish every single hand wash. And then you have to prepare your work area station and set up your tray for your client. You already have the booking. She's coming. She wants an eyebrow wax and a lip wax. So you need to get the station ready. You don't want to do this when she's walking in the door. You won't be ready. You need to heat your wax up, and that won't be heated up if you start to do it right when she gets there. So just a quick note on that. So what we're going to do to start before we even have our client consultation is we're going to prepare our room. With those clean hands, we're going to disinfect our workstation bed and equipment using a disinfectant wipe following the manufacturer's instructions. Check equipment to ensure that all devices are in safe working order and plugged into a working receptacle. So that's when you're going to be turning on your wax. You're going to gather clean supplies needed for this facial waxing service, and we'll go over what's on my tray in just a minute, and then store in a clean, closed container. Then you can dispense the products needed for the service. So you're going to prepare disposable portion cups for each product that's going to be on your tray with a portion of the product by opening the top of the container and ensuring that the tip of the nozzle does not come into contact with the disposable portion cup or tray, or you can remove the product with a disinfected or clean single-use spatula, that you would toss when you're done. And then you can set that portion cup and tray on the tray. You're going to place disposable table paper on your bed, on that disinfected bed, to ensure no wax would fall onto the bed. And I'm going to go over the tray before we do our client meet and greet and assessment, so you know what you would be getting ready. So, of course, you've done your equipment, which means you turned your wax on. And then this is my tray that moves around my bed so that I'll have it available to take to her side so that I can do what I need to do. So what do I have on here, you ask? Well, let me show you. I've got some cotton rounds, and I've got my waxing sticks in all different sizes, and I've got my waxing strips. I even have some little scissors in case I need to cut or trim some more. I have a pair of disposable gloves, although I've got a box over there, so if something happens with these, I can grab another pair. I've got my tweezers. Clean implements. Okay, I've got in my disposable cups, I've got my pre-epilation or cleansing antiseptic right here. Then I've got my powder for that drying step. I've got my wax. This is only for the video, otherwise it would be in the wax pot. Then I've got my remove, like to remove any wax residue, and then of course my post-epilation or soothe right here. So this is going to roll around. I also have some Q-tips on here. Sometimes I have like tissue or paper towel. All of that's at easy access here, just so you know, but we have exactly what we need to get started with our waxing service. Now we're going to go talk to the client. She's arrived. It's her appointment time. Oh, there's my trash can, because I dispose all my single-use items, of course, I'm disposing. So my client has arrived, and we're just having our little meet and greet. At this point, 1 second. Here we go. And This is, by the way, I don't. This goes without saying. I'm not going to walk up to my client and meet her if my hands aren't washed. So we're going to wash your hands again in a minute. I'm going to go through those steps. But just so you know, they are washed when I have my client consultation. So I'm escorting her to the work area, and I'm going to assess the client's current style and determine her preferences. That's a conversation that I'm going to have with her. I'll assess the client's needs, assess the client's skin by performing a visual skin analysis to ensure that there is no inflamed, infected, broken, raised, or swollen skin in the area that's to be worked on, or an open wound or sore in the area to be worked on, infection or infestation, for example, lice or scabies, something like that, to prevent from safely performing the service. I will assess the client's consultation form that she's filled out for any medications and products used within the last 72 hours, and I'll consult on any known allergies. I will consult with the client on any facial surgeries within the last 3 months, and if the client is under a physician's care. Assess if the client is prone to cold sores or fever blisters. Assess if the client has used exfoliating or lightening agents within the last 72 hours, like alpha hydroxy acids, beta hydroxy acids, hydroquinone, etc. I will assess facial injections within the last 3 weeks, like Botox or hyaluronic fillers. And if the client is free from all those contraindications, I am going to move forward with the procedure, and she's fine. So we're going to get that client situated, and then I'm going to wash my hands. So I don't have a drape. I've got a towel. I don't have table paper. I've got a towel, but I've got a second towel here, pretend like it's her cape, etc. And I'm going to cover her clothing, and I'm going to cover up her skin. So this would be where you could put your drape on or your cape on. Just don't want any wax to get on her clothes or skin. I'm going to make her super comfortable, and I've got a rolled towel here that I'm going to place underneath her neck for that added support while I'm working, so that she can just relax. And then I'm going to use I have a hairnet, but you can use a headband or anything like that, so that you keep her hair away from the face and away from the wax, because we are going to be doing her eyebrow area. So we're set up, she's cozy, fresh hand wash. So you wet those hands, and then you find your liquid hand soap, and you take that coin amount and you rub your palms together down to the wrists. You rub the back of your hands down to the wrists. You wash your fingers, and you wash the backs of your fingers, of course, between your fingers and your thumbs. You're going to wash your thumbs. You're going to wash your fingertips and nails. Wrists, all of that for a minimum of 20 to 30 seconds, minimum. Rinse it off, and then when it's good and properly rinsed, you're going to find a clean towel or disposable paper towel, and you're going to turn off the water. Completely dry your hands at that point, and when they're completely dried, you can dispose of your paper towels, identify your 70% ethyl alcohol hand sanitizer, and then you're going to sanitize, and that finishes your hand wash. Now, you have to put on disposable gloves for this service. Always with waxing, you wear gloves. So keep in mind that you want to get your hands really dry before you try to put those gloves on. It is not a comfortable thing for you to deal with. So I'm just going to give my hands an extra dry with this paper towel and toss it, because it's been hard the last few videos for me to just get these gloves on, because I'm washing my hands so much and sanitizing so much, they just feel wet constantly. So I have my fresh gloves here, disposable gloves. So let's put those on. Oh. Like I said, it's been a challenge, to say the least. My goodness. Okay. Okay. And we are going to do some special things that we're going to talk about in a minute. But the first thing that you want to do with your client laying down here is we're going to go to her eyebrow area, and we're going to assess the hair growth, hair pattern, etc. So we kind of talked about what she's looking for today. She is looking for a more natural, thick brow. She just wants that excess hair cleaned up. So it's not going to require a ton of tweezing, but it really is about making a beautiful brow shape, but keeping it thicker and more natural. So she does have a lot of hair, which is why she just wants it to, you know, to clean up the parts that look a little bit crazy, but she doesn't want it like super archy, super defined. She's a very fresh girl, natural girl. So I love that. So what we're going to do before we even think about waxing is we're going to prepare and protect the skin around the eyebrow. So let's do that first step for her, and we're going to do our that pre-epilation or that cleanse. And this is where you want to remove anything around the brow area like eye cream, eyeshadow, anything around the brow that would be up there, SPF, foundation, moisturizer, like whatever is on there. And I am removing all of this in the direction of the hair growth. So take your time. It might take you, you know, a couple passes, a couple times to really get everything off, a couple cotton rounds. Some people wear a lot of makeup or they fill in the brow. But this girl, she's natural. Like I said, she wants a natural looking brow. She is not really interested in an overly defined brow. She just wants that excess hair removed, which I respect because she has gorgeous thick hair. And then, and it's important to note that you need a dry skin to do wax so that you can protect the skin. So what you're going to do is follow up with powder. And what that's going to do, not only does it all of this prepare for the wax step that's coming up, it's going to protect the skin so that the wax can remove the hair and not the skin. And trust me, I have had some bad experiences, to say the least. And some people are an oilier skin type. Some people are a drier skin type. So all of that comes into play when you're preparing the skin. So I wish I could show you this up close and you could see it. It is amazing to me how when you put the powder on, that her skin, which a minute ago was dewy, and I know that she's a mannequin, but this is, it works on people too. Humans too. It mats it out. Like there is no sheen, no glow. So you know that the skin, even the mannequins, whatever material she's made out of, is matte, is dry. So we're ready to go in and start the wax process. So before you touch anybody with wax, the number one rule is you wax yourself first, which means you test the temperature, and you're going to test it on your forearm. So I'm going to take a wax stick, and I am going to test on the inside of my arm, on my forearm skin, which is really delicate. And that way, if it is too hot, a girl's gonna know. So that is a place that you want to check every single time on either arm. Doesn't matter, but it needs to be on your forearm. And the wax feels great. I don't feel too much heat. It's amazing. So I'm just going to take my wax strip and remove it real quickly. And that means I'm safe. It's safe for me to go ahead to my lovely lady here. That's going to be easy because remember, she's not going to need a bunch of tweezing, or it's going to be awesome. Okay, so let me get over here to this eye, and we've talked about everything. It feels great on my skin. So I am going to grab my little spatula here, my little stick with my wax. And I'm going to apply the wax in the direction of the hair growth. When I have the touch of the stick to the skin, it's at about a 45-degree angle. 90 would be straight up, so 45 is halfway in between, straight up and flat down. And then I'm going to apply the wax in the direction of the hair growth. Giving it a minute. And what I had said on the last video, it just seems to be holding true for all my videos. We are not using real wax, obviously, so it doesn't apply the same. And so I'm going to be coming back with a different stick for this section because there's not enough, I can't get enough of the faux wax to carry all the way through where I would want to apply it. And that would probably not be true for real wax, real soft wax. So just FYI, or if you like to do it that way, maybe you want to apply one stick in one hair growth and then another with another hair growth. It's up to you. And then we're going to get a wax strip to remove. So we are going to apply pressure. We're going to apply the wax strip and apply pressure to the wax strip in the direction that the hair grows. So this one is kind of like up and out. And before we remove it, we have a couple of rules. So what we're going to do is, wax strip is on. We can see that wax coming through. We're going to hold the skin nice and tight, and then we can remove it away from the direction of the hair growth, and then apply pressure with a finger. Just helps alleviate any of that little sting that comes from removing the wax strip. And then you're going to apply another one in the direction of the hair growth. And then I'm going to hold the skin tight and remove and apply a little pressure. Nice. And now that's perfect. We're going to go to the top of this brow and apply the wax there. Coming in at that 45-degree angle. And the same will hold true for this one, bummerific. I'm gonna have to do 2 different passes. So, first part of this upper brow, and the second part. Sometimes that doesn't happen, but it seems these last few videos it's happening, so. Nice. And then we're gonna get our wax strip. For the first part, where the direction is going this way, and you can even see the wax coming through the wax strip. That's how you're gonna know that it is ready for you to remove it. You want to keep pressing until you see it start to come through. Then you're going to hold the skin nice and taut. Remove it away from the hair growth and pressure. Wax strip. You might be able to see right there. Yes, you can. It's coming through there. So you'll know what it looks like when the wax starts seeping through. And I am going to pull the skin nice and tight and remove and press. And it really looks great. Remember, she's someone who is not super specific. I mean, she doesn't want a super sharp defined brow, so I am using some remove right now actually to remove any residue, and I'll see if any wax residue that might be left on this brow that we just waxed, and I'll see if I need to go in with my tweezers and remove anything. That's what I'm going to do right now. I'm getting a little cotton round. I've got my tweezers right here, but you know what? I see like 2 right here, and we're going to move on because she is golden. She is good to go. I'm going to grab some rounds actually. Now, sorry guys. Let's move to the other side and the other eyebrow. And at the very end of the brow, I will do the soothe step, but we're going to do the whole brow first, just keeping the process running. We're not going to stop and soothe one at a time. We want to move forward. All right, 45-degree angle, applying that wax in the direction of the hair growth. And this one actually, I don't have to do a double pass. That's meaning I don't have to get 2 sticks at work, but it hasn't been. Okay. I will need 2 strips though because the hair grows in different patterns. So I'm going to remove one way and the other another way. Applying pressure. right here, and then remove and press. And the other strip will be in a different direction that I apply pressure. And once again, pressing in that direction of the hair growth, holding the skin tight, remove and pressure. Let's apply to the top of the brow now. She is trucking along. Yeah, see, I've got to get another pass for this one. There we go. Okay, strip. Pressure in the direction of the hair growth, which would be towards the like forehead, upper the hairline, but away from the face. And then before I remove it, I'm going to hold the skin tight, remove, pressure. This one, you can see it coming through, holding the skin tight, remove, pressure. And getting a little bit of this removed just to get off any excess wax, right? We are going to look and see if I need to tweeze anything or if that's called for. No more wax. Let me get my tweezers and a cotton round. Once again, barely anything. She is just someone who doesn't need a lot at all with that. Let's get right to the center of the eye so we can finish the eyebrow. And this hair grows down, so we are going to apply the wax exactly in that direction. Right between the brow, going down. Okay. And remover strip. Pressing it the same direction as the hair growth. And before I remove it, I'm going to pull that skin nice and tight. Pressure. Nice. And then let's get some wax residue remover. Her brow's pretty much done. We might have to see if she needs any tweeze right in here. And really there's like 2 baby hairs on this bridge of the nose where you really can't wax. So let's just remove that. And I'm removing the hair in the direction of the hair growth as well. All right. So the brow is completely done. It looks awesome. So we're going to move down to the lip. I do not have to test the wax temperature again on myself because it's the same client. Otherwise I would. The first thing we're going to do is analyze that hair growth like we did with the brow, and it's going to go, I see that it's kind of going out to the sides on the top lip and then down a little bit on the side of the lip where there's hair. But in the center of the lip, the growth pattern is different. It is going down, kind of like out and down towards the chin. So we're going to be going with several directions here with the strips. So let's prepare the area just like we did up there. So we're going to use that first, that pre-epilation, so we can clean. Remember, we got to get all that oil, moisturizer, makeup, whatever might be there, we got to get it out of here. So let's do that first and foremost. And remember how we discussed how important, we cannot stress it enough, the dryness of the skin. So we are going to go over that area with powder. to confirm that it's not only preparing the skin, but we're going to protect the skin, and to confirm that there's no moisture. Remember, some people are super oily too, so it's a little harder to keep the area dry. So you're going to work quickly, and you're going to work all in one, meaning you're not going to go from brow, break, brow. You're going to go lip, lip, middle, done. So you're going to literally do all of it. Okay, so let's do this side of the lip before you do your remove and your tweezing section. So we've got our wax. Let's apply it in the direction of the hair growth. Always bracing, you know, when we apply it, of course. Just natural to do that. You couldn't do it without bracing. So, I mean, you could try, but it would be ridiculous. People's head would be bobbing all. I mean, it would just be terrible. And then we're going to go down with this hair on the side. So, see, I needed to get a second dipper stick because mine won't work that way. Okay. And then we are going to get our strip to remove, and we're going to have to do 2 strips because the hair is going in 2 different directions. So I'm putting enough pressure to where I start to see the wax coming through, and I'm pressing it away towards the ear. That's the direction of the hair growth. Then I'm going to hold my strip, hold the skin tight, and then we're going to remove in the opposite direction and pressure. And then we've got our strip right here. I'll hold my skin tight, and I'm going to this time pull up and pressure. Perfect. And we're going to zippity-doo-dah-day right onto the other side. And we're going to apply to this side of the lip. And the lip, I feel like I've had it done so many times, it hurts. I've gotten so used to the brow, although now I don't even really feel anything on my brow area, but my lip area is still super sensitive. And we are applying it in the direction of the hair growth. And then I'm going to go with my other applicator in a different direction. Just so everything is where it needs to be. And our hair removal strip. Press that pressure away from the nose, and it's in the direction of the hair growth. And then once I find that nice tense skin, that taut skin, we are going to pull in the opposite direction of the hair growth to remove it, and then put some pressure. Perfect. And then our downward. Hold it, fold it, because this strip is way too long, and then tighten the skin, remove, pressure. Which I'm gonna, that'll be okay with that. Now we're gonna do the center of the lip real quick to finish up, and that hair, remember, is going down towards the chin. So I'm gonna apply that wax down, and keep in mind that you wanna get under both those nostrils. You don't want to get anything in the nose, but you want to get the hair all the way up and out, because that's an area that there's hair. And let's get our strip. And we are going to press down and out, down and out. Hold the skin tight and rip upwards and finger. Awesome. Now, we want to remove any residue. Let's knock this thing out of wax, and we'll double check if I need to tweeze anything, or if she's good to go. And really, she looks amazing. She wasn't someone who needed a lot of tweezing, so I'm gonna give it one little pass, maybe check right up under the nose there, one hair, couple hairs, and she's good. So it's time to soothe her down. We got to soothe that skin post-epilation, because she's ready to go home. That was painful, and she's done. She's happy when it's done, but boy, she wants it over with, and I didn't blame her. It's not my favorite thing either. Okay. Excellent. So, you have finished the service. You're going to show her how gorgeous she looks because she's going to be booking with you like lickety split. She's going to be here every 4 to 5 weeks. She's just going to be, and then she's going to start doing all the other services. Okay, so you're done, and you are now able to remove your gloves, and you're going to dispose them. They are disposable gloves, and then you can get her ready for your follow-up conversation. You're going to go over her maintenance and aftercare, and then she's going to go ahead and go check out. Let's talk about what happens now for you at your station so we can finish up. She is gone. So any single-use item that you might have had, you're going to toss that you used. Rounds, wax strips, all that stuff, trash. You are going to find those implements that you used, and you're going to place them in a closed container labeled to be disinfected. All of the bedding that you just took off, towel, headband, drape, closed container that you're going to do laundry. It's going to be in a area that you're going to be doing laundry. And then you are going to need to clean up and disinfect your workstation. So find and identify proper cleaning agent and then you can read the manufacturer's directions. Following the directions for mixing and usage, you're going to wipe down your workstation and area to remove any debris. Then you're going to identify a disinfectant that's bactericidal, virucidal, and fungicidal, and EPA approved for use in a salon setting. Follow manufacturer's directions for mixing and or using appropriate aerosol disinfectant. And then you'll disinfect electrical equipment. Store it in a clean area separate from other implements. You use special disinfectant, so you would have had gloves on for that. You toss them, you finish up with a hand wash. So wet those hands, find that liquid hand soap. You're going to wash the palms to the wrist, the back of the hands to the wrist, the fingers, the backs of the fingers, in between the fingers and the thumb, the thumbs, the fingertips and nails, the wrist. You're going to rinse it completely off under that water, and then you're going to find a clean towel or disposable paper towel, grab it, turn the water off, dry yourself off completely, find your hand sanitizer, boom, boom, sanitize away, and that's how you officially end and can go and get your next client for your next service. And that concludes the eyebrow and lip wax application.